Problem 9, it says f of x is equal to 4 plus x over x and wants to know what is the domain. Now remember, the domain is simply saying who are the x's? Who can the x values be? Is there a restriction? Well, in this case, x can be anything. I could plug in a 1 here and get 5 over 1. I could plug in 2 and get 6 over 2. I could plug in 100, get 104 over 100. But what's the one value I can't plug in here? What if I try to plug a 0 in here? If I put a 0 here and here, I'm going to get 4 on top and a 0 in the bottom. You can't put things in groups of nothing. It makes no sense. We've taught you since you were younger, you cannot divide by 0. So 0 is going to create a trouble. Nothing's going to create trouble except a 0 right there. So we would state that the domain is all real numbers will work except x cannot equal a 0. So we're going to say everybody works except don't let x be a 0, because that's the one value, the one thing that will mess this up if that x right there is a 0. And it makes sense. You know you can't divide by 0. When we're dealing with fractions, it's always going to be all real numbers except x can't be whatever's going to create a 0 in the bottom. That's what happens whenever you have fractions. Keep that in mind because we seem to get that backwards quite often.